reconcile with her and remarry. That's persistence. So rest in peace, Jim Fossil. Now, I mentioned Jim Fossil coached in the USFL. Well, we've got another football league coming in the spring of 2022. In addition to the return of the XFL, which is supposed to come back in about a year, we've got the USFL, which was originally a spring football league that was pretty popular back in the mid-'80s, but totally floundered when they went after the NFL directly. It's a really crazy story that involves Jim Kelly, Steve Young, Doug Flutie, and Donald Trump, only to see a promising league fold yet. Or the first one to fold. My favorite thing, though, about the USFL is that Steve Young chose to play in the USFL instead of being drafted first overall in 1984 by the Bengals. It just shows you how long that the Bengals have been a terrible, terrible organization. Instead, no quarterbacks were taken in the first round, and the Bengals traded back and then selected Boomer Esiason in the second, who was actually the first quarterback taken in 1984. Now, the USFL originally featured 18 teams, but this time they're coming back with a minimum of 8 teams, and they've held on to the rights and brands of the original 18. So that means you could potentially see the return of the Denver Gold, the Houston Gamblers, the New Jersey Generals, or my favorite, the Memphis Showboats. Showboats is just an amazing team name, and I would buy that t-shirt. Now, Doug Flutie weighed in, saying the USFL was the highest level of football. It's just played in the spring. And in a way, he was right. The USFL really took on the NFL back in the 80s and took a bunch of really good players. They got 2 of the best quarterbacks of the 90s in Steve Young and Jim Kelly before the league folded. That's like if the USFL somehow manages to get Arch Manning in a couple years. But if that happens, there would be hell to pay for the USFL by me if they disrupt the Aaron Rodgers to Arch Manning peaceful transition for the Broncos. Finally, former Dolphins and Broncos tackle Ja'Wuan James signed a 2-year, $9 million deal with the Ravens. Last month, James tore his Achilles while working out away from the Broncos team facility, as ill-advised by the NFLPA, allowing Denver to void the last year of his contract and avoid paying him $15 million. Despite only playing 63 snaps for the Broncos in 2 years, he's insistent on getting that $15 million back, going as far as hiring attorney Mark Geragos to represent him. Geragos also represented Colin Kaepernick in his battle against the NFL, but his greatest achievement may have been getting a court to dismiss 95 of Chris Brown's parking tickets. Oh, that's literally listed on his website. I don't know, if I'm Ja'Wuan James, I'm calling Frank D'Azar the strong arm. If you're in Denver, you know who the fuck I'm talking about. At this point, the only thing James can do to earn my respect is to never play a snap for the Ravens and collect even more free money. He may not have earned any of his last 2 contracts for his work on the field, but he's up there with Logan Paul when it comes to grifting. And unlike the Lakers-Suns series, I'll take James over Paul. Finally, this is how Ryan Fitzpatrick showed up to his first day of minicamp for the Washington football team. Oh man, just stare at this. Stare at this photo and respect this fucking man. Thanks for watching That's Good Sports. Please subscribe here on YouTube. I did the Julio Jones trade video yesterday. You can click and watch that here. And don't forget my coffee company, BenchWarmerBrew.com. I make really good coffee.